Alright, in this video we are going to see how to convert this design into working HTML and CSS. So if you are wondering how to follow with me, I will leave the source code right now I am creating along with the images so that you can follow with me. And this is the design which I have created with the help of Figma in case if you want to learn. So this is a link, you can learn it. You will get all the assets in this particular link. So if you see, we are only extracting a specific part of the wireframe and we are converting it right now into PSD to HTML. Now this is not PSD, it's a JPG. Fine. Now in case if you are wondering, this is the complete wireframe and we have created it with the help of Figma, and we have also converted it into the working website. So if you want to make this wireframe as a complete website, you can visit this link. So we have created this with the help of Visual Composer plugin for WordPress, and this is a link where you can learn from it. Fine, now let's work on this design. Now if you notice, we have a container to have left and right margin, and inside the margin we have a row, and in the row this is the first column and this is going to be the second column. First column is very common, and the tricky part lies in the second column. We are not just going to design this particular design for web desktop. We are going to design this for the mobile as well as for the tablet as well, so that it looks responsive. So fine, now let's get started. So just to give you the overview, we have the required head tag, and inside the head tag I have added the external style sheet which we will design it right now. And then we have the font awesome icons. I have commented the font awesome link. Now we have the font, Google font, which is Roboto. Fine, that's all for the intro. I believe let's work on the section right now. We have a container, as I said. Inside the container we need row, inside the row we need column. So we have two column. So let's mention the ID first call, ID second call means column. Now on the first column we need to have the content, let's say box, and inside the box we are going to add the h3 and paragraph. Let's add h3 and paragraph, let's say lorem of 15 words. Now on the second column we need a container, so let's hold it as grid container. Let's call it as grid container, and inside the grid container we need a div, and this div will hold an image. Let's open from the img folder. So let's match. So this is pink one, so A4 and A5. So A4, and after that let's give the class as well, image container, and after that we need a text container, and inside the text container we need the heading and the paragraph. I'll just copy it and paste it. It's just, and I need to repeat the same grid container twice. Fine, now let's work on the CSS. I have just called all the element with the help of star, and I've given the font called Roboto, and I have removed the default margin and padding provided by the browser. Now we have container. Inside container we have row, inside row we have column with ID first column, and this column has h3 sorry box. Inside the box we have h3, and inside the h3 we have inside the box we have paragraph. Now let's work on the second column. Inside the second column we have grid container. Inside grid container we have image container. And inside image container we have image. And as the sibling for the image container we have text container. And inside the text container we have h3 and paragraph. So the reason for writing this hierarchy is because to avoid CSS overriding issue. So in this particular video we are just working on the first only one section. In case if you are working on the live website, there would be more than 6 to 10 section for a particular page. There could be a chance of having multiple class name same. In that case what you can do is having this kind of CSS hierarchy will avoid the CSS overriding issue. Fine, now let's work on the design. So before that let me show you how does this looks. This is the HTML page which you are working on. So this is the HTML. Let me change the image for this. Let it be A5. Refresh. Fine. Now let me show you. Let's work on the container. I want the padding on left and margin on left and right. Margin top and bottom 50 pixel. And left and right 50 pixel. So instant shortened for all the sides. If I refresh, margin left, margin top and margin right will be given. And then if you see we have to get the row and we want to place this row side by side. So get the row and have display flex, so that will make this on the side by side. Now we need a background, so let's add a background image URL image slash. So let's choose the image which is A3 dot. Now if I refresh and show you, this is how it looks. And now I want the content to be at the center. So for that what you can do is you have to get the container. So box. So I want this box to be at the center. So for that, since this is a container, I will give display flex, align item center, justify content center. Now if you see, this should be at the center. Fine. Now let's work on the box. We need a background color white for the box. So instead of typing here, we'll work on the inspect. Make this full screen. So select the box, background white, padding 20 pixel on all sides, margin on all sides 50 pixel, 150 pixel, 100 pixel. That looks not bad. Let me check from the normal browser point of view. Refresh this and choose the container, choose the box and give, and use Ctrl 0 and take this out. So 100 seems to be too big. So this is okay. Now what we need is, let me just paste this for the box. Now let's work on the heading and the paragraph. Let's choose the heading, and I want text align center and font size to be 35 pixel and the margin bottom 20 pixel, and that looks alright. Give this to H3. Now for paragraph, choose the paragraph and let's add the font size of 20 pixel and let the text align be center and color be black, which should be lighter than the heading. Cool. And have this inside the paragraph. Refresh this. So the height is too big. We'll work on it in a minute, not to worry. So I think we need to reduce the margin. Let's make this 50 on all sides. That looks okay for me. Now we need border radius. Let's add the border radius. Border radius 20 pixel. And now the first section is done. Now let's work on the next section, which is the grid. So again we'll work on this container, which is grid container. Choose the grid container, display flex, and if you see, it will be on the side by side. And let's give the height and width. For the image container, I want the width to be 50%. Refresh it, and since we have given 50% to the width, we can give height and width 100% to the image, so that it fits with it obeys the container width and height. Refresh this. So it obeys the container width and height. I think we have to give the height of, let's say, auto 100%. I want the height to be 300 pixel. So this doesn't look like 50. And let's add the same thing to the text container as well. Cool. Now we just have to make this at the center so that we have text content. We will use display flex, align item center, justify content center. If I refresh, and I need it to be one below the other, so flex direction column, and I need the padding which I have given here, the margin which I have given here, it should be the same margin and padding. Refresh this. I think it is too much. Let me remove it. So padding over here I have given 20 pixel, so padding 20 pixel. And now we have to design the same thing which we have given here for the paragraph. Let it be this one, and for H3 let it be this one. Refresh it. So I want the font weight for the H3 to be 400 or normal. Cool. I think the font for the paragraph need to be a little smaller. Let me make this 20. The same goes for the first column para. Now what else we need? Let's make the height 100% for the container. Sorry, what do we call? We'll remove the height from the text container. Let's check. Yeah, that is working. This is given 300 pixels, so it fits accordingly. Now we just have to change the section. So image should come after the text content for the second grid container, and I need to fit this. So how we can do this? So before that, is looking like a rectangle, but here it is like square. Let me add the margin for the 70, 80, and the padding 30. Top and bottom be 30, left and right be 20 pixel. Yeah, that looks alright. Now this design, so it is taking 50-50. Let's inspect and check. Get this guy. So it should take 50%, and the text container need to take 50%. But if you see, it is taking padding. If I remove the padding, this looks okay. So let me remove the padding. And I think we have completed the design for the desktop. Now it's time to design the same for the mobile screen. So as we always do, let's target the breakpoint. So the breakpoint for tablet and the breakpoint for desktop is what we are going to target. So you might be wondering, we have already done the design for desktop, then why we are targeting desktop? It is not like that. We are going to follow a technique called mobile first. So this is technique is introduced by the Bootstrap. That means whatever we designed first, it should be for the mobile, and then comes the tablet, and then comes a what do we call, desktop. Fine. So let's get into the mobile version. So for the mobile version, what do we need? We want this container to have flex direction column, and here you go. This is what we thought and what we got with just one line of code. And just add it. But for mobile and desktop, I want to sorry for that. I want it to be row for desktop. So if I refresh, so for desktop it is perfect, and for mobile also it is perfect. So in between the desktop and mobile, we have tablet, which ranges from 768 pixel to 992 pixel. So let's In between we have type 800, and if I make this 900, so even though on the tablet also it is looking perfectly alright. So I believe the scope of this video is done. Thank you so much for listening.